In the recorded history of ancient Greece, it is well documented how the populace celebrated their athletes. Since the first Olympic Games began, philosophers, writers, and poets sang the praises of their champions. More than 1,500 years later, that spirit touches the heart of the Lifetouch family. For this is the story of not only a great athlete, but the triumph of an entrepreneurial venture. Thousands of men and women have entered the Olympic arenas of the world over the generations. As the modern games continue in this new millennium, the athletes strive for personal and team greatness. As in all things in society, there is always a first. And that first is the addition of women's softball as an Olympic sport. It is because of this that the Lifetouch family of Tom, Susan, Ryan, and Stacey Nuveman will never be the same.
Let me figure this out. Seriously, it's $500. Is it right at 500?
Tom Nuveman from the NT Territory, Region 10, has a permanent reminder of his early days when he started his Lifetouch office in Laverne, California some 20 years ago. You see, he has no room for a car in his garage. And why might that be?
Well, when we first got started, the finances were tight, and overhead was I saved the overhead by moving into my garage, and so myself and Gary Anderson worked out of the garage here, and it was actually a two-man crew.
The Lifetouch dream started for us as toddlers, literally. I can remember watching cartoons on Saturday morning, and people that worked for him, himself included, in and out of the house on their breaks, getting their snacks out of our refrigerator.
Tom and his wife Susan raised their children, Ryan and Stacey, in a Lifetouch family, literally.
You know, in the younger days when we were counting our money and opening our own envelopes here at the home, Stacey and Ryan worked every Saturday and Sunday, opening envelopes, counting the money, and stacking it, and putting it in bundles, and they knew how to count money before they knew the alphabet.
Stacey was concerned. Dad never left the house.
We used to joke because we didn't think our dad worked. You know, he was home all the time, and his staff would come, and when we were little, I can remember his staff would come and make us grilled cheese sandwiches for lunch.
Not only did Stacey and Ryan help out, but Grandma, Grandpa, aunts, uncles, and hired hands helped make this budding business blossom.
I worked for them. Tom's mom and dad worked for them. Our kids, since day one, have been just doing odds and ends. Was in our home. He put them to work doing whatever.
Spending quality time with the kids is important to any parent. And for Tom, who was an athlete in his younger days, it was natural to get Ryan involved in Little League. But what is a father to do with a little girl?
His way of dealing with her was to take her to practice with her brother. And she didn't want to go because she was kind of shy, and this was all boys. And I said, you've got to do this because, spend time with Daddy. Well, she did, and he would come home from practice and he would say, Susan, you would not believe it. She is better than most of the boys on the team, and they were 2 years older.
My dad really got her out there because he wanted her to be participating. And, she was just kind of running around with the team on the side.
She had a better arm, she hit better, she threw better. And I said, there's something special.
It was step by step. I mean, honestly, when I first took step field on the Laverne Little League softball field, I had no idea it would take me to the level I'm at now.
It was clear Stacey possessed a talent far greater than they could ever imagine. But like any child, Stacey wasn't always up for the game.
It was always one of those things where as soon as I actually got on the field, I was fine. It was just the thought of, I'd rather be, going to my friend's house for a swim party or, going in the backyard and playing croquet or something, than actually going to practice. But as I got older and I started to really gain in my talent and my experience, it became a passion. And now it's something that I love to do, and I can't really imagine life without it.
When Stacey moved up to St. Lucy's Catholic High School, she joined the women's softball team. What she did her junior year was a foreshadow of events to come.
We won the CIF championship in my high school, which was, at that point, was the largest thing I'd ever done in my softball career. I don't know, it's hard to believe that it started here and has moved on to bigger and, I don't want to say better, but bigger and wider and wilder things. And this little field is so tucked away up in the little foothills, and now I'm playing in stadiums in front of a couple thousand people every day, and it's kind of cool. You look at very humble beginnings, to say the least.
Suddenly, Stacey was being watched by top university and college recruiters from all over the United States. She was now in the spotlight. And with UCLA offering a full ride on a softball scholarship, could it get any better than that?
Then that summer, I go on to play on the junior Olympic team. We won the gold medal at the Junior World Championships, which was my first international experience and my first taste of like I said, the big picture beyond, Southern California, beyond my little, comfort zone.
After winning the gold medal in the Junior Olympics, it was off to the highly acclaimed softball program at UCLA. And wearing the Bruins colors was all the motivation Stacey needed to help the team to an NCAA softball championship in 1999.
We go all the way. We win it all. And it's thrilling to do that.
In '99, we won the NCAA National Championship, which again was the next pinnacle of my career.
I love the fact that she's in a Bruin uniform. I stand tall knowing that she is going to continue to represent UCLA for 2 more years. And our history has certainly been enjoyable, but boy, our future looks bright, especially when she comes back.
Tom, Susan, and Ryan supported Stacey every step of the way. Ryan was a loyal fan. His little sister made him proud.
He was the ultimate great big brother because he was always including her in everything he did.
I'm proud to say I've supported her from day one. I've gone out to her games, supported her from the time she was in high school all the way through college, and it culminated with her success last year.
Winning the NCAA championship may be the best thing to happen to most college students. But for Stacey, it was only one more step towards the ultimate dream of any athlete, the Summer Olympics. It was an emotional period when the family was informed of the news. Stacey is going to Sydney, Australia in 2000.
My family is really steeped in tradition and patriotism for our country. The fact that she's going to be wearing the United States, it's just overwhelming. I get butterflies just thinking about it.
The representation of the USA just, it makes me emotional just thinking about it.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime situation for anyone. And we're just excited for her. And we're going to be there to share as much of it as we can with her.
On a more personal level, the softball experience and playing at the highest level of my sport, competing for the US of A, which is something that is beyond words in itself.
To operate your LifeTouch business in the same fashion as an Olympic athlete, you must strive for excellence in all areas when serving your schools, parents, and students. Ryan Nuveman is carrying the LifeTouch torch as a third-generation entrepreneur. For generations, The lighting of the torch signals the start of the Summer Olympics. This year in Sydney will be no different to the rest of the world. But to our LifeTouch family, it'll be different. We will all be watching one of our own. Nuveman will never forget the work ethic and perseverance she learned from her father. And Tom Nuveman sums it up best when asked how he moved his LifeTouch business from a garage to a full-blown warehouse operation.
This is my life, and I love that. I mean, if I didn't want to do this, it would be a mistake. It's not a mistake. This is the best for me.
I really believe that my dad's involvement in building the LifeTouch family has been an unbelievable, important aspect to building my career and taking me to the Olympic level and playing in the Olympic Games in Sydney in 2000.